Yo, what up, B?
It's good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
BJ, what up? Oh, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to see that.
Oh wow. I
I'm
see it. I
trying.
see the making of it.
It's the filter. And I'm
Mm,
trying to mirror my phone to my laptop so I can use my screen for my computer for my
yeah.
phone. You know how to do that?
I don't know. That's too advanced for me.
Mm.
Do you have to plug in your phone to your computer?
Yeah.
It's a video. You can play the video on this. Uh-huh.
Man, I just need to know how to put this on my screen.
Yeah.
We need a tech head.
And you try plugging it in and it didn't work.
Yeah, it just charges.
No. Mm.
Damn, I need to know. We won't be able to watch the
Probably
video.
got dust in it. Blow it out real good.
I got a case over it.
I'm saying the plug that you plug into for the media to pass to the computer.
No, I'm getting all my information. I just can't get use. I want to use my screen on my
Uh, the
for.
resolution ain't matching up.
Yeah, it ain't syncing. Damn.
You gotta hit that genie button on the side. Ugh.
It's gonna be hard to see the video. Let me see if I can take the filter off my screen. All right. Come on.
What if you uploaded it to YouTube?
Can't do that.
You can't. Okay.
No, because I got to download it to my phone. I don't have enough space in my phone
Okay.
because it's big files.
Mm.
But if I did that, you could see it.
Can you email that to yourself and then play it off your email?
No, it has to be downloaded first. It won't let
Okay.
me share or nothing.
Mm.
Yeah, you gotta render it down.
Yeah. Give me like a quick second.
Do what you gotta do.
So how was y'all week been?
Pretty cool. Found out some stuff I didn't quite know about the town. I didn't
Like
know
what?
you passed to stand your ground.
You say we did?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Found that out. And then found out that the crime rate went up 33% right afterwards. Like, okay. Lost one of my great uncles. But you know, taking it all in stride.
Man, sorry to hear that one, bro.
Word. My uncle up in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He went back to the house.
It's gonna be hard to get this mug hooked up, man. I'm gonna have to play the videos and hold it up there, man.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get one of them plugs where you can screen share.
That's what I thought I had, because it's only C ports that go into this crazy book, man. Just MacBook.
And then you know Mac is funny like that too.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't Mac. Might not recognize the device type shit.
Right. Yeah, man. All right, let's go. I'm gonna try to play this one real quick, man.
I just texted her, seeing my name, and then say out loud, "Ooh, you texting Juju right now?" And the girl that I have relations with, looking at her like, "What?" So they didn't know. They didn't know. You sound like that song by Yo Scorpio. But it's not my business to tell her though. It's not your business to tell her in what. You know other girls. You know their friends. They're not yet. You knew their friends. I knew their friends. And the husband asked for your number. Have you back? And you gave her the number. And that rash, you know. Do it. How? No, it's rash, but all honesty, it's all together. It's rash on. I understand though. I'm kind of on his side right now. It was his party. Yeah. They was at his party. And they looked with him. So how did they not know if they practice? The girl stayed. I got his number secretly.
All right. Could y'all hear anything? Could you hear anything, BJ?
Yeah, I got the gist of it.
Okay. So you got where it's starting off with. All right.
I was at a party, which I guess makes it okay because we're socializing, I guess.
Right.
So everything is approached. You know that.
Can you give me a breakdown? Because I missed. I couldn't hear this clearly. Just give me a quick breakdown of what he's going into.
Okay. So, bro was like, he came in, he was having a house party, right? And he invited this chick over he wanted to have sex with, and he did. Then her friend came to the party too, and then her friend, the chick's friend, asked him for his number, and he gave it to her. He wanted us to know if, I guess, if it was a good thing or what, Tommy. What was he trying to figure out? I mean, BJ, Tommy, and on the phone tripping.
I was there. I thought he was over there with you or something.
Nah, it's on the phone. He on the video. That's what I'm tripping on.
Oh shit. So yeah. So he's wondering if where's the error at?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, in today's
That
time,
makes sense.
it's hard to see the error because we're in such a bad way already. You know, so these different views that we're gonna share is gonna strike people odd because, you know, it's not of the norm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody's like for example, when you get to doing the statistics, like what's the statistics, right? But like 12-1, right? More women than men. So they're saying, and this was a while ago, it was like 12-1, 8-1. But now one of the things that we know is you got this alphabet community, and one of their challenges is they like to go out to these parties and try to convert the stray ones. That's like one of their challenges. So it's like, where can you see error at? Because everybody's doing all types of fashion things and no one has any goals involved. No one's trying to do, you know, how are you bettering yourself by sleeping with all these people? So you see how we so detached, number one, you know, from what it is to be, I guess, wholesome in a sense, because you're out here spreading your energy with no recourse or no remorse about who you're intertangling with. You know what I mean? And so if you don't got no, or if your standard of your morals is not very high, then you're not going to see nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You're not going to see the error in getting what you want and then possibly a bonus, because we look at that like that's a bonus right there. I accomplished one of my goals. Now I may have another piece of cake on the side. Like, that's like having my cake and eating it too type thinking.
Yeah.
So I think it's approach, and I think because of where we at in today's time, we're dealing with relationships and what our mindset is for what it is to be in a relationship and what the whole courtship process is like and how much time should be spent to get to know a person. You know, all of those things are up and down. One person, you'll get one perspective, and then the next person, it'll be like night and day, you know? So I kind of think overall, it really wasn't something to frown upon, you know what I mean? Because the shape that we in today. Now, moving forward, I wouldn't condone that. Like, I'm out here trying to invite somebody and meet somebody every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what is my goal at the end of all of this? If that's my goal, I guess, well, keep doing what you're doing. I mean, you know what I mean? But if that's not your goal, and your goal is to give humanity a boost, recapture what it means to be in a upstanding family and being a responsible man, high quality version of yourself, yeah, those types of things you're not gonna approach those types of situations the same way. That's my take on it.
Was there more to the video?
That's a whole lot. I got like 3 or 4 other videos.
Oh, okay.
To add to this one, we only went through 1 minute. I just want to see what your thoughts were on what he said, but you know, I don't think you really can hear what he was saying.
Yeah, I mean, because now, like I said, if you look at today's statistics, it's like 18-1, 15-1. So it's like, is that really wrong? You know what I mean? It's like, it wouldn't even be considered a right or wrong thing, I don't think, in a lot of conversations. It'll be viewed as something else.
Yeah. All right, so let me go back. I'm trying to go back to the video. Because, you know, let me just go back to the video.
Okay, I respect that. I'm saying it's ratchet, but it's all right. I just texted her, seeing my name, and then say out loud, "Ooh, you texting Juju right now."
Hold on.
And the girl that I had a relationship with, looking at her like, "What?" So they didn't know. They didn't know. You sound like that song. I just texted her, seeing my name, and then say out loud, "Ooh, you texting Juju right now." And the girl that I had a relationship with, looking at her like, "What?" So they didn't know. They didn't know. You sound like that song about Money Bag Yo, Scorpio. But I'm a business to tell her though. It's not your business to tell her it's what. You know they friends other girls. Yeah, you know they friends. Yeah. You know they friends. I know friends. And the other one asked for your number. And you gave her the number. And that's ratchet, you know. It is. How? No, it's ratchet, but it's all honesty. It's all together. I understand though. I'm on his side right now. It was his party. Yeah. They was at his party. And they fucked with him. So how can they not know if they partners? How can they not know that? No, you just said the girl stayed. I did the number secretly. She asked for it. Okay. She already knew what you were doing. She back to work. Now that you don't figure it out, you become ratchet too. Now you know. Now you know when they know each other. Like once you forbid the fruit, that's information. You know.
Clear case of ego.
Are you gonna stay in that ratchet shit, that mess, or you gonna like? Y'all know each other.
What you say, bro?
Clear case of ego. Because how that's your friend and you don't think your friend's gonna have an opinion on you doing what you're doing. But y'all friends. That's ego for you to think you can get that off. I don't know. It just it's a few dynamics there, especially like the point that Tommy was making. If they know each other, you know the shorties, they communicate amongst each other way more than we do. So how is she not knowing she got some dude? Even if she don't know her name, we give her the benefit of the doubt and say she didn't know the guy's name, but she know her homegirl got somebody who she dealing with. You know what I mean?
Look, it was a party at his house. Right? It was a party at his house.
So you saying the alcohol shook up everything and everybody just didn't know?
I'm just saying there was a party at his house and both of them girls came there as friends. They knew each other. One slipped her number to him and he took the number and entertained it. It's just what it is. That's what he said. So how does that, what is, you know, what
so that goes back to what I was saying. If he had goals, what's his goals? Now, if his goal is to be that guy that he was that night, you know what I mean? Make himself available for all those energies. You know, he had one energy in mind that he called over, but he got a bonus and got two energies. Now, if that's something that's one of his goals, you know what I mean? So be.
Is it question whether it was right or was wrong or was or
that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. But I think it's a little bit more of a different dynamic than that.
Yeah,
because he's saying the chicks ultimately, I guess, knew what they was doing. If one was called over, one was invited, and the other one came on the strength, the other one was like a +1. She came because her homegirl told her about this party or whatever. That's what I'm making, how it panned out. Right? So the one homegirl who was invited, she already had decided in her mind how she wanted the night to go. Can we agree to that?
Yeah. I mean, she knew she was. I mean, call it for what it is. I mean, this dude used to play for the Chiefs, so you know what I mean. Going up a dude's house party. I mean, they'd already talked about it.
Nah, that's the dude on the couch.
Oh, the dude on the couch.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's not him. It was me, him, and Tommy trying to share with the young man that you all the way over here and somewhere else where you should be.
But that's how they like dude was saying, that's how they play though. I mean, them girls knew what they was doing and they both wanted them, and it was a competition who would get them, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it is what it is.
Yeah. Right. There shall be casualties of war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, and for what it, I mean, and call it for what it is, a lot of women are whores. Just, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say everyone is, but a lot of them are proud to be that, and
they have those tendencies.
Yeah.
To step outside that, that good girl.
Make it a relationship though. Don't take that number and see if you can take her out to Eddie V's or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
And that's kind of how I was leading off. We as a people are, we in bad shape right now when it comes to relationships and family structure, things of that nature. We working on it. It's not a lot of us, out of context, but it's a good portion of us that is, and so that affects our decision-making abilities when it comes to these types of things. You know what I'm saying? And then when you add in the feel-good moment, that really blurs a lot of people's senses and ability to make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to get this good feeling.
Yeah.
Yep. But look, let me see. Let's just keep going. Hold on.
You're gonna bounce to some we supposed to relate to that? How is that working? They never want to kill it or roll it or be on. Come on, man. That's why I got rolled. Now, it's like the basketball jersey. Take your boots off the back and go off the steps. Now what? Wait, you take your names off the jerseys. Why it still matter? You can't take their name. If you take their names off the jerseys, then it changed the whole play. Right? These names. These names matter. The names that you gave us don't matter. If you take the names off the jersey, and you got two women in front of you, you have one. And then the best friend, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, it ain't all about beauty with them. It's a whole lot of shit that goes into them. And they can take it. There's at least 12 everything. That's the ratio y'all right. So that means that there's just tons of women out here that you can have. Yeah. You ain't gotta fuck up your life from fucking with your friends. Now you ain't got peace in your life. You can't expect a woman come in your life to bring you peace if you ain't maintaining your own peace. I said people at the same time. Look, it doesn't matter. You're still dealing with the peace in your house. Your head, your brain is where your mind is resting. Yeah. So now you are not at peace because in your head, in your arm. You see what I'm trying to say? You just heard Tony say it makes a
You get that right there, though.
I didn't quite follow it. The piece in your head is the piece. What'd you say?
Yeah, like basically, your peace of mind is better, like than having to deal with like what you dealing with. You got this chick, you got her friend, so now your whole peace of mind is fucked up. You can't relax, you can't get nothing done, no type of functions that you want to get accomplished and get done because you don't have peace of mind. You got the stress of these two girls stressing you out, distracting you from your goal.
But then we never established what his goal was. So you saying that
Continue to
so you
listen.
saying that his goal is not what happened. His goal was not to be with both those women. It
That
was
was his goal. That was his goal.
that's
That
what
was
I'm
his
saying.
goal. That
So
was
if
his
that was
goal.
his goal, then all that
Then
other
he's not wasting his time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it don't matter for real because
It
he
does because of this is why just because as we can if we watch like there's like 4 or 5 more videos that the whole thing that we recorded. He went into he was trying to what we call passive aggressively allow something to happen and enjoy the moment. But if it don't work out, he's not responsible for the situation that just happened. You know what I'm talking about?
no, because
You
you
don't
are
know. You don't know
because
that.
you set the environment. You invited the people over, so you are responsible. What game are you playing here?
Exactly. Exactly. And you can't run and try to play passive. Like some people's game is where they don't take responsibility for the situations that unfold in front of them, right? So he ain't taking responsibility for the fact that he he wants both of them to make the decision to do something together, but he don't want to be leading the direction on it because if it don't work out, well, he didn't take responsibility for leading it. But if it does work out, he gets to enjoy it. So he sits back in a passive aggressive manner, chameleon like, and being kind of slimy, right? And reason why we say that because for a chick to try to slip her number to you on a low is a snake mentality, right? And you got to be kind of low and conniving. And then you accept that woman, and then say you want to make her your wife if it works out with her and all that shit. And we're like, yo,
So let me stop you right there because I'm thinking once again that's approach. Whereas we see it as her being a snake and low and conniving, he could have seen it as her being assertive, her going after what she wanted. You see, and that's how I'm speaking to how we so detached from our core and value system that we make messed up decisions. You know what I'm saying? Based off situations that are not based on reality. You know what I mean? They're based on that Disney. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of that stuff happening right now. And I think this is one of those scenarios. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm, yep. But it's what it's like is you get to enjoy the moment, and if it happens, you cool. You kind of try to lead it in a weird mental kind of way where you don't be like if it do happen. I seen people do this where they would because I always used to be a victim of that shit where they'll lead you into some shit you think you might want, but they won't really say nothing directly. But it's like hidden ways of bringing you to it, and then
Yeah, innuendos.
yeah, and then if it goes down, some people ride the wave. And then if it ever goes bad, they always throw up in your face, well, I didn't ask for this. Or I didn't ask you to do this. I'm not
Right.
responsible for nothing because this is what you wanted. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I
That
see
kind of
what you're saying, but that don't alleviate you from being responsible party in the situation.
oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you want to be like, well, I didn't ask for it, yeah, but you didn't stop it either. You didn't also say, well, you know, this could lead to this. You know what I mean? So you just as a guilty party, you know what I mean, for not as for going for the ride. Almost like if you riding with somebody and they before they picked you up, they pulled a robbery. And then they after they pulled that robbery, they came and picked you up. Yeah, you ain't know nothing about that robbery, but now you are accomplice. You're just as guilty as him. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the shape that we in. We don't think about shit like that because we so far removed from our moral and value system. You know what I'm saying? That those types of decisions are not thought out. We just go with the moment, like, "Ooh, yeah, that could be fun," or you know what I mean? And dang, I didn't even think about that. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of these scenarios playing itself out because yeah, he had a good time. It was fun and all. What if they both turned up pregnant with twins?
No, it wasn't like that though. That's what I'm
Where
saying. He
where
never got to that.
where the fun gonna go then? Where's all the fun at now?
Well, no, it's no. He never got to that. It's like it's okay. So okay, going back to like, man, I wish we could connect this mug. I wish I can connect it. I gotta figure out a way to download this information, man. But it's the way he's setting up his situation. He's saying he want to be married on one end, and then he going after the ratchets to search through and sift through to be, you know, his wife. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, yeah,
I mean, yeah, that's obviously it sounds like that's part of his goal. Is you know, his way of maneuvering through this crazy world to find, I guess, his soulmate. I guess, you know, I hope it worked for the brother, you know.
yeah,
At least somebody's taking a creative approach. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not that creative because you got all these damn shows out here. The Bachelor, the Bachelorette, the Love This, all these damn shows that's, you know, perpetuating those types of ideas for you to bring the whole world into your life. You know what I'm saying? And make money off of it. I guess if that's your goal, then, you know, have at it. We know that ain't gonna do nothing for humanity. You know,
yeah.
that's not him aspiring to be the best person he can be. That's him,
Man,
right?
these young boys ain't hey,
Like
they
you
ain't
said.
hearing none of that.
How old do you think he was?
He's like 29, 30.
Oh, I,
Yeah, his brain just finished developing a couple years ago. So
Yeah,
he got work to do.
yeah.
that generation, man. Yeah. And there were two baby mamas.
You
You
got
know
them.
what I'm saying?
Better bring McDonald's over for both of them, all them kids, okay?
Hopefully it don't end up like that, but you know,
Yeah,
that's kind of the mode that we in though. We in Depeche mode. We out here hitting everything. You know what I'm saying? And we'll think about it later. We'll deal with the reality later.
yeah, man.
In the shape that we in.
Let me see where we at.
And I'm in a situation when you're in a situation where you're in a single situation. I met this girl, man. She wanted to be serious. But man, I fucked her friend, you know, I meet her, and she wanted to be serious. I met the girl first, then I met the second. I didn't know the second one.
Man, look, I'm gonna figure out how to bring these videos to the pad because to the MacBook because you got to be able to hear all the little stuff that's happening in the background.
You might have to get that GoPro app on there.
I'm trying to, but I can't figure out how to find it on the App Store. It ain't on there.
Where?
It ain't on there.
You can't go to their website and get the drivers?
I ain't think about that. But yeah, the moral of the story is, man, some other things, not like, blasting bro out or nothing, because he a cool bro, man. He just got a lot of issues with love and shit with these girls, man.
Yeah, and that really not really his fault though. I think it's a conglomerate, you know what I mean? Was he raised by both his parents? Do you know?
Nah, he's raised by his grandma.
Starts there. But but again, we know the difference between right and wrong. I mean, we can blame it on our upbringing and all that, more or less. But I mean, you put yourself in a position and you're gonna go and complain about you got these crazy women, but you knew these women were who they were when you met them. You know what I mean? And no way, no valuable woman are you gonna make, expect good from that came with her friend. You hit one and you got the other's number. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a waste of time. Like, where your house at? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow you. I can agree to that because, like we were saying, where your goals at? Is that one of your goals? If that's one of your goals, then
does it sound like he was listening to y'all? Like, did it sound like, or was it just more of just like, nah, man, y'all ain't gonna get that on me. And like, nah, I know what I'm doing and all that. I mean,
he wasn't hearing nothing we was saying.
Oh shit! I cut those conversations short. Why waste your time?
I guess if it's just shop talk, it's just shop.
Yeah, it was just shop talk. The bro come in and ask us to listen to him. We gonna give him an ear, even if he is on some. Sometimes people be on some cool shit, but sometimes you gotta deal with other problems. You know what I'm saying? That's all that was. And we had to hit him up a few times. Everybody was giving him the.
So what was that with Tommy? Tommy said he was agreeing with what he was saying.
Nah, see, Tommy was more like, like, okay, that's how you feel. Hey, this is how he feels, y'all. That's all he's listening for anyway. He don't care about nothing we got to say. He just want to hear what he want to hear, and he's okay. And so, that's what he was on. He just wanted to hear what he wanted to hear, and he wasn't hearing nothing we had to say. I don't care how much. We was giving him good game. Everybody was giving him different ways to see it. He just was like, yeah, but how could this? He just would always counter everything with some shit that didn't really mean nothing or make sense. You know what I'm saying? And that was the way it was a dead giveaway. He was like, who'd you grow up with? My grandma. Who's your role models? Two porn stars and what's his name?
His role models were some porn stars.
Yeah, two porn stars and what's his name? Future.
Man, we gotta see this video, dude.
That's what I said.
That ties into the laws of attraction. He's attracting that subconsciously.
Yeah.
So that's why these types of opportunities present themselves. Yeah, he's in agreement with it. See, it's like we talked once before. We got to get back in tune to the laws. You know what I mean? The laws of attraction and the laws of agreement. That's one of the things he's in agreement with. Like your 16-year-old self, you wouldn't agree with the decisions your 16-year-old self make, from the version that you are today of yourself. And that's kind of how we have to look at agreements. What is he in agreement with? You know what I'm saying? Just allowing his subconscious to attract these types of things. And for him to look at it as, it's just a way of measurement. You know what I mean? Because like that what you said, he's just trying to find his queen. He's trying to find his soulmate. So this is measuring, what's good for him, what's gonna work, what's not gonna work. I mean, we like I said, we in a bad way, and there's a lot of things. It's like we all onions in our own right. We all got layers, and we have to look back through those layers and look at how those things affect our decision making process. You know what I mean? Are we doing it from a place of feeling how we feel about something? Are we taking the time to think it through and look at, who all does it affect? Because a lot of the decisions we make don't just affect us. It affects the people around us who we deal with on a day to day. And I think we need to get back to that. We so far removed from that.
Yeah. And it was just kind of hard to hear the bro go through his situation, and it just kept going in a big circle. And that's when we came to realize how, sometimes people have narcissistic ways, you know what I'm saying? And it's normalized now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's okay
to
perceive yourself as
without being desensitized.
Yeah.
Ain't forget that.
Yeah, and this is how you deal with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a lot of that come out of that conversation, because you're never wrong, you're always right, you want everything to work out in your favor. So sometimes you'll play a certain type of role to get what you want. And the midst of morality is kind of cheap. It ain't necessarily bad or good. Let's just talk about it being cheap, and then it being kind of underhanded, and not necessarily the person is bad, but the approach to dealing with relationships are really, dealt in different kind
I would
of
really
ways.
like to. I like to like what Buddha said. I mean, as far as to ask, dude, like, what are your goals, though? You know what I mean? And just kind of like, cause you years ahead of dude. You know what I mean? You like where you at? I was there. I had the opportunity to do that. I may have done it. I may not. But eventually, things are going to change. What are your goals that's going to bring you into the future? You know what I mean? Because you're not always going to be 29, 30. What are your goals that's going to get you where you need to be going in life, where you're not begging and complaining about not receiving handouts? You know what I mean? Like, because it just seemed like this dude was crying for help. You know what I mean? Like this, nobody's coaching this dude. Nobody's like that's a mask to me. Over, I'm I look up to these porn stars. I got these two girls over. No, that's a match, because if you think about it, and this is where I'm just looking at it from a logical standpoint. I got a guy in here who I may or may not know he used to be a Chiefs player, but he looks like he had something going for himself. You guys are in there dressed up. So I feel like I got to have a story that's compelling enough to be able to sit in this barbershop and talk with you guys. And to me, it just summoned him from what I'm understanding, of course, because I wasn't there. It's like he should have been asked some hard questions. What are you doing? What do you want to be? You know what I mean? What are you going to do past this? What else? You know what I mean? I don't know. Because like I said, you talk about our generation, they don't look past right now. That generation where they're just looking at for the moment. Like, I want to open your eyes up and look past this, because one day you're going to wake up, you're going to have gray hairs. One day you're going to wake up and you'll be like, what did I do before? Maybe I should have done things differently. Well, let's think about that now. What are your goals? Let's spark that conversation. So I don't know. And maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's a sad state, because
that's the way you would think of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the way we see it is the way we would think of it. And we offer those insights to each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what like y'all just did. I did. We all did it, and he still gave his insight. But sometimes this is what I learned today too. Sometimes people just want attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a way to get attention in a room full of men. Look what I did. I got these. Look how I got these.
Yeah, so he was trying to impress you, like I said. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those be the things that individuals tell themselves they need to do in order to impress these certain type of individuals that they're around, and they present themselves a certain way. That's what it was right there. To me.
I guarantee you, he's at home thinking about all that stuff y'all was sharing with him. He might not reflect very deep on it, but it's rattling around in that brain.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what a conversation to do, man. It'll plant a thought that'll hold on to your mind for a little bit. The right time will come when that thought will come back up to you. Like, okay, remember this?
Yes, that's pretty interesting too, because amongst all these other things that's going on, these massive shootings, this political BS is going on, the condition of our food and air and water, and we still having relationship problems. Like, look at the resilience of our people. You know what I mean? For us to be in such bad perils, we still trying to have families, and you know what I mean? So we got a lot of resilience in us, but we choose to put that way down deep and not even seem, operate from that position. And it just keeps us, to me, on the hamster wheel type deal, chasing after stuff that we probably don't even need. Like, yeah, 2 women could be useful. I ain't gonna say we don't need that, but one is just as good, or can be just as good, if she, depending on the mindset, depending on the will and the ethic, the work ethic that's there. You can get just as much done with one woman as you can with two, depending on the 2 women that you got. So that statement right there could be challenged. But I think if we put just as much energy into, being the best version of ourselves as we do into chasing these women or chasing these different things that's outside of ourselves, man, we could turn our situation around in a matter of months, weeks, financially, spiritually, and physically. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, like what I learned is when you throw it on the floor, on the barber floor, that's what I call it, and everybody gets to deal with it. It opens up different perspectives, right?
Yeah.
And when I think there's certain environments that allow for everybody to share perspectives, but sometimes people they don't want you to help them with what they want. What they want is right to them. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's a person that wants to be comfortable.
That's
That's
a person with a type of spirit that's like, driven
they don't
towards
accept the challenge every day.
ego.
See, I don't, and I feel like if you're comfortable with it, you're not trying to convince other people how it's a way that you should go. Because again, I mean, you're only doing that because you're trying to get attention, or on the inside, you're not all that comfortable with it. I don't feel like if I'm comfortable with wearing a hat, I'm not going to have a debate with somebody on why wearing a hat is important. I'm just going to be comfortable. I'm not gonna go into a room and bring it up as a topic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like that's either, like you said, either attention, or you're really not all that comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Or you just like to go in places and debate. Maybe you wanted to make the whole time you were there about you, put all the attention on you. I don't know. But it doesn't seem like you would be all that comfortable with something that you're convincing people that you should be comfortable with it. Who cares?
Or basically you looking to have other people justify your behavior.
Yeah, and that's judging you, but if
That
it comes,
conversation.
yeah,
Validation.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking for
I mean
validation.
that's a dime a dozen though. You everywhere you turn, there's love triangles and
mm-hmm.
funny style shit going on with relationships nowadays. You know,
It's that funny stuff.
word, word. You've been dating this woman for 6 weeks and then come to find out it's a man type shit. Like,
I knew it's going to Jerry.
yeah, funny style, man. Man, and that's part of their that's one of their goals. That's one of their goals to go out and convert straight people over.
Yeah.
That's one of their goals for both, for men and for women. That's why I say it's like 18-1 now because you got all of the shims trying to, run game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, whoa. It's hardcore out there, man.
Man.
Very hardcore.
Yeah, man. But like, hey, bro he got a right to do what he want to do, how he want to do it.
Definitely.
He got a right to do that. But if he don't do it, if he do it and it's not the right way, it's gonna be some drama. Then he gonna have problems, and he ain't gonna have peace of mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like you spoke to the still water.
Yeah.
That water is not still. It's a lot of turbulence going on in that water.
So since bro is living that type of life, when they realize why they going through a lot of different women, and they really want to settle down, but they ain't got no skills on how to hold on to nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then that's where it become,
Yeah, once you gotta get up out of the bed, it's all over.
and then you look at it's a very serious issue. Like when men become womenizers, they got mommy issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'd imagine he had mommy and daddy issues living with his
And
brother.
daddy issues when daddy ain't around neither. So you got grandma, holding you down and raising you. You got grandma doing that. So
he had to create basically on his own. He didn't have, like you said, he didn't have a role model, so he been developing that for himself. His decision-making ability, his coping skills, all of that stuff, man. You got to go back and retweak all of that.
that's what I'm saying, and that's where that's where that's created, that mind state of being,
So his next queen she gonna have to have a lot of patience for all that correction. You know what I mean? Go back and correct that because first he got to see it to want it. You know what I mean? To pursue the path of correction, and hopefully he'll get a mate. And I'm hoping for him. You know what I mean? To go down that road with him. So he won't just be one perspective again. It'll be his perspective plus his whoever his mate is. You know what I mean? And hopefully he'll round out his character. Because right we can see it's one sided. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro's bro's young. He's still trying to figure it out, but nobody, if nobody can see what he went through and be able to point it out to him, sometimes, like we said, you can just say something to somebody, it'll come around later. He can make a change, but sometimes they don't want to. These some of these people are on that demon time, and I understand what that mean now.
Yeah. Fascinated with death.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. Ain't no boundaries. It should be this way because this is the way I want to anyway. I'm the god of this shit.
Yeah, that's death.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Ain't no other god. I'm speaking to existence what it is.
Mm-hmm. We know what that's gonna lead to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So this young generation, man. They on some like literally believe in the Walt Disney, version of mysticisms and magical, you know what I'm saying? I can have what I want, create what I want. I don't have to be responsible. I can be forgiven, just repent for my sins, do what I want, but then I can repent and everything will be okay as long as I sincerely mean it. And then they don't have no way to navigate out of that shit. When they go through it, and they going through territories we ain't went through. They deal with shit that we, at least my generation, ain't having to deal with. They wide open. Everybody's wide open, doing all kind of crazy shit. And that wasn't what we was on.
No, we had more stability. We had a better mental health. Nowadays, today's mental health is it's low. That's really the best way I can describe it. It's low because when you look at our educational system, it's only designed to take us to sixth grade level. It's not designed to take us past the sixth grade level education. So how complex was your thinking in sixth grade? Wasn't that that complex? There may have been some complexity there. You got all walks, makes and models out there. You got some children that was in the books at an early age, so they was expounding on different things that a lot of children weren't when they were in the sixth grade. But also, you got a whole bunch of them that wasn't reading, wasn't expounding. There was kickball professionals and hide and go seek professionals. We wasn't trying to do nothing else but be the star on the playground. We wasn't trying to master mathematics, history, and all of that stuff. When we was coming up in the sixth grade, nah. But we like my man King said, we knew right from wrong. We knew not to just run across the damn street without looking both ways. We knew not to get smart with our elders lest we get some type of repercussion is coming. If you don't get a whooping or some type of punishment or something, you know what I mean? And we done got far away from that. Like you were saying, these youngsters ain't scared of nothing. And we know a good dose of fear is healthy in certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like certain things you don't do because you fear of what your grandmother might think. You know what I mean? Not because you fear somebody, just because you don't want your grandmother to think of you in a negative way. So you fear doing certain things. So that's, to me, a healthy use of fear. You know what I mean? But to go around here on some, I ain't scared of nothing. I fear nothing. No, man. No. Okay, I fear you. I feel you.
I feel like that. I would have to, me being just honest. I go back to when I was in middle school, and them kids. I went to Nowlin. Nowlin was a really, pretty,
I remember TH Nowlin.
Yeah, and when I went there, it was completely different from any other school I went to. Completely different, and it kind of reminds me of the generation now, that school then. When I went into school, man, they had a thrill about running from the police up in there. You know what I mean? And they was on that gang stuff, so they would be, be nothing to see that. And then, in middle school, you see like metal detectors. You know what I mean? And it was just like, for me, what I see out of them now is similar to that, but it wasn't as. I don't think everybody was doing it. It was only real gangsters that was really doing it. Now you got a lot of people that would usually be kind of come off as a faker that'll go all the way. Like some of these rappers you see on TV, these would have been geeks, but these niggas is some certified killing dudes, and they're real skinny dudes. You know what I mean? So I feel like, to me, and like you talked about mental health, like the crazy you are, the cooler you are now. Like Kodak Black, that dude really, he had some issues. Gucci, they really had some issues. There was the dude, quite a few that rapping, talking about like they hear voices, and that was the coolest thing. The closest thing we came to that in my generation was Brother Lynch Hung. And then you had what Bushwick Bill a little bit, you know, and they group or whatever, but it wasn't as popular as it is now.
Right. Absolutely. Now you got Insane Clown Posse and all these bands doing all this craziness. You even had Tech Nine dressing up doing that craziness there for a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think that it has to go back to the fact that, man, we black, man, we're kings. You know what I mean? Or we should be behaving that way, royalty. And you know, because it doesn't work out for us. I mean, what you're not seeing is the other side is like when you kill somebody, you catch a body or whatever, you know what I mean? You in prison. There ain't no going back out and going hanging out with your partners and friends. You know what I mean? And that to me is where I was talking about helping a younger generation to see that, like, you think you built for it, but you're not really built for it. You think you are, but you're not really. But these dudes that are walking around like they can't be touched.
Good night.
Good night.
Yes, sir. Talk to him, King. Try to wake him up, man. Shit. It's not too late, y'all. You know.
Like when we went, like last time I was in the shop, dude was talking about, I don't know if you remember that, but it's when we was he was on it, he was talking about that he had that girlfriend that he was you remember that? He had a girlfriend that was taking advantage of him. He was taking care of her kid, giving her money to go out of town, and then something happened in that relationship, and he ended up, you know, whatever. But it was like, why did you think that was okay? What made you think that was okay for you to support this woman who was blatantly disrespecting and taking advantage of you? You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong for making those mistakes, but we got to learn from our mistakes to become better. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we have to acknowledge and understand that this is a mistake. And a lot of times I think we don't understand it. You know what I mean? We're like, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. And that's just going to be what it is. Because for every person that you had in your shop that told that dude that he was moving in the wrong direction, he probably had 50 different people giving him high five and handshakes for making those moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what we look like, man, y'all just old, man. Y'all don't know how to have no fun, man. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all probably was riding around in them Flintstone cars with no shoes on. So, you know, man, y'all ain't up on that. You probably had fat women back in the day or something like that. You know how they do. You know what I mean? But like, because I guess we did it when we were younger. I don't know. But trial and error, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely an age-old deal, but what's the saying? The saying goes, the sins of the mothers and fathers shall revisit the children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't doing nothing new for real.
So we ain't doing nothing but perpetuating a bunch of cycles.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to break these cycles. So I think that's kind of that aligns with some of his thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if back in the day when he needed to, because to say by the age of 10 or 12 is when you need to have, you know, like your role models in place or your idea of what it is to be an individual should be there by then, right? So obviously it wasn't someone there that was giving him that influence that he was looking for. It's the reason why he found it in the porn dudes or gals. I don't know if it was two porn dudes or two porn girls or a
It
porn,
was two porn dudes.
whatever. It was two porns, right? So that became his model. You know what I mean? And he started operating from that. That's what his acceptance was. That's what he was in agreement with. And it just started to snowball as other life experiences started to attach themselves to it. You know what I'm saying? Did he ever talk about his first time?
I don't think we ever got to him with those questions. Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, you know, you can kind of get an idea just based off some of the conversation he had, you know, how he put it all together. You know, it's all coming from a place outside of himself. It's not, you know, and now it's coming from within because he done mustered and stewed over it for years. So he feel like that's who he is now. You know what I'm saying? That's the identity that he took on. And so now that he's had this talk, that identity is going to change for itself. Might not change in the next couple of weeks, might not change in the next couple of years, but it's going to change. What he agreed to today is going to change. Just like Brother King was saying. As he matures, he's 29, 39, but by the time he hit 35, 40, he's going to be under a different mindset. His mental health is going to be different. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's for the better.
Mm-hmm. And all the work you put in now should pay off in some type of way. And if you're sitting here stressing over young ladies, you're missing your whole period where you could fortify the next few years that you're gonna need to put in your best work. You need to fortify your body and your mind so you can able to work at a level that you feel, comfortable for you to achieve your goals you want to. And
Yeah.
that's getting past that 30s and 40s, because and then you got to look how some people living great lives into they 50s and 60s and 70s. So it's not all about I guess that would be my whole situation. If you want to be able to get things done, you should be able to have your mental and physical health to the level that can help you achieve that with your best ability.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
And, you know, reflecting on too, I just thought about this. That's part of the distraction.
Mm-hmm.
They keep us ensnared with chasing after these shorties
mhm.
from all the other work that we need to be getting done. Working on ourselves, working on family structure, you know, working on building better economies, all of the other things that are important. We're not even tripping off of because we're so busy trying to have more than one woman. You know what I mean? Or just a woman. You know what I mean? Just kind of depends on where you're at, but they got us on the hamster wheel again, chasing after the almighty piece of people, trying to get us down through there and blind us with that. So we ain't doing nothing but everything we do is in the effort to get more of that. The way we wear our hair, the way we wear our jeans, the shoes we wear, the watches that we buy, all of that, the cars we drive, everything we do it for outside purposes. We don't do it for, you know, like why would you go spend 180,000 on a car when you could take that 180,000 and invest it in so many ways, buy you a nice good gas saver for about 25,000 and be good. But no, we gotta have the Bugattis, we gotta have the Bentley trucks, we gotta have the Murcielagos. I mean, you know, if you're in a position to do that, you know, do that. If that's what your goal was to get enough cash to get, hey, have at it. You know what I mean? But if we looking at, you know, humanity, we looking at our health, we looking at those things. Outside possessions are just that, outside possessions. You know, we ain't gonna break our backs and be totally distracted after those. We gonna break our backs and be totally after keeping our health optimal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think legacy has some parts of play in that too.
Mm-hmm.
The legacy you might want to live with your family is how you dealt with certain situations that gave you certain gifts to be able to manage those certain type of situations. You know,
The gift of problem solving,
and then you
gift
can
of gardening. You know what I
you
mean?
can
Gifts. You know, the gifts of
build on that with going
finances.
like
Like, yeah,
just getting further in your education.
kind of breaking up. You there? I think your joint froze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, froze. All right,
Yeah, I think it's a lag. Yeah,
Now I can't hear you.
I'm off real quick.
yeah, hung up.
Yeah, you probably refresh and come back.
Yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty interesting though. And for us not to see it, that makes it even more interesting, you know, because we still running and running and running and don't see how we being misled, you know. So
Yeah,
that's
I think I
man,
think I think what has to happen, and this is what I try to do with people when I talk to them in these type of situations, is that I try to be transparent in a sense that I made those same mistakes. Like everything I'm telling you that is not a good move. I'm not gonna speak on nothing I don't have experience with, especially specifically you talk about buying stuff to impress people. I've done that. I've done that for a great bit, and and you become the other side of that is you become enslaved to that stuff. Where you have now, you're like, okay, now that I got this nice car, now I can't take that day off, even though I'm not feeling well and I'm coughing and or my body hurts. I can't take that off because I got this car payment coming up. Or, I got to get another job, and you spending more time at your job than you are driving that vehicle, and you only able to drive that vehicle maybe once or twice, maybe a week or twice a month or whatever the case may be. So it's just like it's hustling backwards, in my opinion, because
yeah,
what's having nice things if you can't take advantage of having those things. But what I mean, we're told that in order for you to be seen as cool, you need to have this stuff.
right,
And that's just the thing that's backwards with people. It's like, no, what's more important is that you know yourself, your mental health is in check. What I mean? That is more important than anything, because I tell you what, you go and get all that stuff and your mental health ain't in check, you're going to make it even worse on yourself, because now you're pushing yourself more than you should be. What I mean? And I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, but like I said, what helps me, I feel like, or when I communicate, what I try to do is just become more transparent. Like, man, I get it. I get it. I did that. I did that. You know what I mean? And I'm still paying for that. You know what I mean? And like, I went through that, so hopefully I can talk to you. You won't have to go through that, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
I like that approach because that makes the person less apprehensive
Yeah,
when
or offensive. Or offensive.
alone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. That's dope. You back, bro?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's bringing me in. I'm lagging hard though.
I can see.
Yeah. What you had to do? Switch devices?
No, I tried to refresh it.
You must need an update or something.
You might be right.
Got a few bugs in there you need to work out.
You might be right. Yeah, man. That was something I was gonna ask you, and I just slipped my mind because I was waiting to get back on.
We'll come back. Yeah, and I think if we take more time, like how you were saying, how we get enthralled with trying to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, right? You're buying all these outwardly possessions to, and ultimately, because that reminded me of this point. Also, while doing that, you're gaining influence. You're becoming more of an influencer, and for you to slip or get behind the curve of having your influence, that means you're not keeping your possessions up to par. You know what I mean? It's like they go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If I got the fresh car, the fresh watch, and the apparel to go with it, my influence speaks for itself. So I don't really have to come in and do the big speech, the big brother speech to get everybody's, attention and respect because I already looked the part.
Yeah.
I mean, so all I got to do is point and snap, say, "Hey, what you doing?" You know what I mean? Type deal, and that's gonna command respect, and what I mean, because that's where we operating from today. We out from outside of ourselves. You
Yeah.
look like you got everything, and yeah, I need to listen to you because listening to you is gonna help me get what you got.
Yeah.
No, your work. You know what I mean? And understanding who you are, knowing yourself, and how you fit into the equation is what's gonna get you what you need. You know what I'm saying? But we constantly put our worth outside of ourselves. So we on that hamster wheel for right now.
So like, what's a way that you can kind of like, okay, so all right, so what I'm trying to say, man, is like we know that that's an issue from all angles, right? Then how do we deal with it? What's
Well,
the advice you
it's
give
to
to how we
become
deal with
a
this
bigger
issue?
influence in our situation, right? So it's like how can we get in front of it? One way is to be a bigger influencer, have more stuff. But then who wants to compete with that? I definitely don't. That's not me. I'm not one of those guys that's flashy. I just try to be on my level. You know what I'm saying? Have me a nice pair of pants. I can pull up in something. It might not be a Bentley, but it starts up and it'll get me there. AC might not work, but we're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
wanted to go
I
that
think
route, that would be a bigger influencer, right? That's one. Another way is like you said once before, be patient. You know what I'm saying? Be as patient as you can and show correction by being the example yourself. That's the way that I would go. Um, Outside of that, I don't have many more suggestions.
I feel like that it depends on your audience or I mean the group that you are looking to influence. And then we're speaking specifically to the younger, black men or whatever. I mean, it depends on what I mean, what's popping for that moment. I feel like you got to have something that's enticing because I'm not going to I'm not going to approach somebody and ask them to help me with my business if they don't look like they got their business together. You know what I mean? So my focus is at that point is trying to help somebody with my business. Well, a lot of times these younger guys are looking for someone that can help them look like the people they see on the videos, look at the people they look up to. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to look up to somebody that's wearing like some Reeboks that what I mean, some general Reeboks, some jeans and a t-shirt because they don't know that looks like money. And I tell you this: the first time I seen a Lamborghini was a white guy who had on a t-shirt and some jeans and some tennis shoes, regular tennis shoes. He was a reporter. He had a Diablo Lamborghini. We don't know that. We think that, oh, if you're in a Lamborghini, then you got this big old chain hanging out. You know what I mean? You got on some Balenciagas, or you got on some Pradas, or you got on them Louis Vuitton sneaks, or whatever the case may be. We only know that to look like money. So it's almost like you have to have something that is enticing, whether you pull out your phone and you show them your bank account, like, hey, this is how much I got, or you got on the costume, or you pull up in some loud or some nice. You know what I mean?
Right, that ain't out yet. Right.
Yeah. It just, you have to have something that stands out, because it's like, why would I listen to you? Yeah, I know, but you kind of like an old head to me now. You're kind of an old head because you're just trying to. You see me have this is how I feel like they interpret it. You see me having all this fun, and you just hate. You wish you had it like me. You wish you'd have got it like me when you were my age. You know what I mean? And you see me out here doing, and you can't get it now in your old age. And if I check it for you, they check it for me. So you just hate.
Yeah. Got a lot of that.
Yeah.
Crabs in the bucket.
Yeah. And it's just like, you don't understand. It's like when you see that brother with those vehicles and all that, man, those are expenses. Those are expenses. My vehicles are expenses. And I mean, these are things I wanted, but I have to work hard for them, but they are expenses. The worst thing I see people do, have a really nice car and live in an apartment complex. You parking that very expensive car outside, and then you see somebody drive in the snow. It snows in Missouri. It snows in KC, and you slipping and sliding in this new Charger Hellcat. If you don't have a garage, or you don't have a winter car to drive,
Right.
you're hustling backwards, baby. Now you're gonna go into the summer and spring, and you got the Hellcat with the big dent in the rear.
Had to change the tires because you wore out the other ones.
Yeah,
Everywhere.
because you had to do donuts.
Yeah.
You had to do them burnouts and all that, and it just, I don't know, man. And I think that I did some stupid stuff. I remember when we were younger, I had Camaros, and we'd be on Prospect and going in between traffic like this. I mean, so that's why I said, I mean, as far as I'll be transparent in those situations, and you want to have fun, but you want to think about the future too. Because the saddest thing you'll see is that people you went to school with doing really great in life, and you looking at your situation like, why didn't I do more?
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I guess Butter, his ain't coming back.
Yeah, I guess
The thunder must be hitting over.
he ain't pulling it. He must be back. We talked him up.
Don't count him out, huh? Don't count him out. Jeez. Don't count him out.
Man, I don't know what happened.
You done went to part of the house. Upstairs, in the front, in the back, in the kitchen, the back porch.
They don't like what you're saying, man. You done said something wrong, man. You done made somebody mad, man.
Yeah.
Cut his stuff off. Cut it.
Y'all hear me?
That's the algorithm up. They done glitched up your algorithm, bro.
Are you talking?
It's the ops. Oh man, is he froze again? You ain't froze again, are you?
Yeah, it looked like he froze.
He sure sitting still.
Oh man, what's going on?
He ain't moved, boy. He there. He trying to come in. You should be waking up real bad. I don't know if you can hear us, but
You hear me? Bro.
I ain't hear you now. Say that. And yo, every
yeah,
time we're close to hearing him, it kicks him out.
man. Yeah, he just texted me, said he's talking, but we can't hear him.
Mm.
He gonna try to come back.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a lot better.
All right. Man, I don't know what's going on.
They gonna make you forget every question you want to ask.
I know, right? Like, come on.
He got another question, trip him up.
So you, Mr. Hip Hop Barber.
Yeah. Hippity hop over this, Mr. Barber.
Hippity hop.
Yeah, it's cool though, man. But it comes down to the way we look at ourselves as individuals is like raising our quality and becoming the best version of ourselves, no matter what we choose to endeavor, is one thing that we have to stay we have to stand on because we are come with our own issues, right?
Yeah.
And uh, so when I look at we are gonna go through our situations and come up with our own answers, and it just take us to walk it through and see that level of success and what you want to do come through. Like sometimes you make mistakes and jump and whatever, and see if you can. But that's just life. You know, you're gonna come up with the idea and with the 2, 3, 4 being on our goods and services, so they counter our money. They working together and they are organizing on so many levels to go retrieve these resources, um, you know, process them, get what they want, try to figure out some kind of way to save, trick off money another direction so they don't have to own so much taxes. They create these lavish lifestyles by getting all this, extra funding. We don't organize like that. That's where we having issues with. Like, yeah, we each individual can get some money. Can we do 100 of us organizing, create a foundation that's solely built upon um, studying elements in our community with med and, and provide
Man,
treatments and med. So
you break
we
up bad, bro.
when when we get
It was
more of
smooth at
those
first.
that come with
It was
high
smooth, but you
integrity,
now breaking up so bad, we can barely
like better
follow the
than
sentence.
anything that's out there, because we always talk about the, you know, I'm gonna use it for the sake of this conversation, the black excellence, whatever. Um, if we supposed in these different put together a little break these. Hear me?
You're breaking up bad, brother. You were smooth there for a minute, then it when you got to that juicy part, it started clipping up again.
Mm. Oh man.
Are you able to hear us?
I just texted him. He said we're gonna call it a night for the night.
Okay, cool, brother. Well, you have a good one.
Okay, bro. You too.
All right.
See you on the next one, bro.
I'll be here. You as well.
Sure. Here we are.